All right, and welcome to Let's Get to the Facts podcast. I am your host, Doss, with my man, Coach Shot. Y'all know what we
What's
do
up?
every week. We talk about the facts. We get into it with this athletic stuff, and sometimes we got to get into some worldly stuff. And with today being 20 to 19 hours before the most important election of our time, we are going to do a lot of talking about the politics
Mm-hmm.
tonight. But before we get into the politics, we're definitely going to get into sports. But before we get into sports, make sure you are liking and subscribing to our channel. If you're on TikTok, hit the likes.
Yes,
Facebook,
sir.
you can hit the
Please.
likes as well. And let's get to the facts. It's sponsored by No More Struggling Entertainment, OPM Clothing Line, and the original Bonuts. So, with that all being said, Coach, another disappointing win, man. Another disappointing win. We we had these Browns versus these Chargers, man, and
Mm-hmm.
and I know you, like me, we just scratching our head trying to figure out what the hell is going on this football field. Now, it was terrible. It was terrible on offense. It was terrible on defense. It was terrible on special teams. It was terrible on all facets of the game. So,
Okay.
from you watching it, what did you think of? What was your take on it?
I mean, like at first, I thought it was, I'm like, all right, I'm about to put this on the offensive line because that's something that we ain't had all season that has been inconsistent.
Okay.
Then I was like, nah, the DBs have been inconsistent too. So then I'm like, then it's the
Yes.
DB and the DB's coach. So I was
Yes.
going like, yeah, we gotta get a new offensive line coach. But it's like, no, this DB's been inconsistent too.
Yeah.
Then
It's
it was like, go ahead, coach.
no. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No. And then like I still couldn't. Then I was like, oh, okay, maybe it's Dorsey. Then I just thought about it, coach. They got, I think it's too many alpha males in that coaching office
Okay.
because you got Vrabel who's
I
there.
forgot about Vrabel. I forgot he was there.
Yeah, you got Shorts, Ken Dorsey, Stefanski, and Bubba Ventrone, who could be may be a head coach next season.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? All of those coaches could be a head coach next season.
So you think they sabotaging him?
No, I don't think they sabotaging them. I
Okay.
just think they out there just, I don't know, coach. I'm gonna just go ahead and say, man, at this point, I really believe it's more so the offensive line than anything, and a change in the offensive line coach because they're just not the same and they're inconsistent. Like what we
Yeah.
were seeing yesterday from Sunday from the offensive line versus what we saw the prior Sunday, night and day, night and day.
Yeah. Yeah. It really was. Like I was looking at the stats, like the receivers was trying to
Mm-hmm.
get there, but it almost seemed to me that Jameis was forcing stuff. He was forcing passes that he didn't need to force. Um, there was
But
times
coach,
where he could have, huh?
that was him last game though. It's just that they did not get intercepted. Remember last game he could have had 3 picks.
Yeah, he could have.
It's
He
just
easily sitting on 6 picks right now. He definitely
yeah,
could.
so it's just like you know what I'm saying. It was like he just rolled the dice better on last Sunday versus this Sunday.
Yeah, but it was like, man, how do you remain in the NFL this long and you still can't see a wide receiver open? Like that to me is just so crazy. Like, and I don't want to see DTR out there because he's still not ready. But
No,
Winston needs to give more. He needs to give more. He needs to do more. And it's like
it's it's hard to
it,
do that when you done been sacked 6 times, coach.
that is true because now you start getting in your mind like, Where they
Yeah.
at? Where they at?
Exactly.
Yeah. But like the running game, Chubb had one run that I was like, oh, there he is. And then
Yeah.
nothing after that.
His offensive line wasn't able to move nobody.
So that sounds like that's a weight room thing to me.
No, man, they just listen, man. Batonio just old. Teller is still, you know what I'm saying? He's getting up there, but he ain't as old as Batonio. And then you gotta think about his body, the wear and tear on them big boys' bodies. So those two is just that's where it's at. And then Conklin is holding up on the other on the right side.
Right.
And you see what happened. You had DeWine again start. He's gonna start the next game. Wells came in for a little bit.
Yeah, I saw that.
DeWine got hurt. But you see what Wells did when he got in?
Nothing. They're definitely gonna get rid of him. Like it's not even gonna be, you know what I'm saying? It's not even gonna be a half a thought. They might get rid of his ass before the end of the season, because if you don't know by now, man, like Jedrick Wells is trash. Like that's just what it all comes down to. And I hate to say that a man that's in the NFL is trash, but dude, you got in there because of the school you went to, because I haven't seen anything of a first round draft pick out of this dude since he's been on the team.
You know, Coach, you right, but I just thought about something.
Okay.
In college, he didn't play on that side of the ball.
He was on the right side. Oh, no, the left side. Yeah. No, he's on the left now. He was on the right. Yeah.
Yeah, he was on the right. So I'm like, okay, so just put DeWine over there and start working them back on that side, because at some point in time, Conklin ain't going to be there.
Right. Or put Conklin on the left.
Yeah.
Put Conklin on the left.
See what you got, because he ain't no blind side tackle.
Right. I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
As of right now, that dude he's not an NFL player. I mean, he's out there and stuff, but you know,
he's just a big body, man. He could be a bodyguard, man. That's all he is.
Yeah, I don't
club, not on the field.
Like I'm sitting back and I'm trying to figure it out. I'll be trying to be like, all right, like these are NFL players, but sometimes, man, we just gotta call it what it is. And this dude is he's just not that guy. He's not at all. And the fact that he still keep getting opportunities is the thing that cracks me up, because they keep being like, oh, we're gonna put him on. We're gonna put him on. You know, he's not helping. He's definitely not gonna help when you go from a starter to a bench. He gonna come in with an attitude versus trying to come in and help somebody.
What they should have did with Jed this season is just go ahead and let Jed just rock out on that on the injury reserve for the whole season.
Yeah, they could have did that.
They should have did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they definitely can do that, because it's bad, man. Like, so the offensive line looks terrible. Man, listen. The secondary is disgusting. I don't know what the hell happened to Emerson. Emerson can't cover anything. The safeties are obviously not doing what they're supposed to be doing, because you gave up 21 points. Well, actually, you gave up 14 points on the same play. And then the third and fourth time that they ran the same exact play, they turned around and got like mad yards. It wasn't nothing like 15-yard. It was like 30-yard plays off of it. So it's like, how do y'all fall for the same trick 4 times?
Look, I remember, because I was watching the game, my brother called me from Cincinnati. And he asked me the same thing. I said, bro, it comes down to this. You know, I know he played the game. You did, coach. They ain't back there talking to each other. That's how that shit happens.
They obviously, if they're not talking to each other, that means they ain't vibing with each other.
That's just how it is. I mean, maybe that is it, but they not communicating, because you see what happened when they do. You know what I'm saying? But when you have a play like that, that's because you ain't talking to nobody. That's mean you don't know. Okay, I got the flats. You know what I'm saying? I got the flats covered to here. You know what I'm saying? I got it under here to all the way up to here.
Yeah.
And then after that, you take over. They ain't back there talking.
Like, you, as a safety, you know your responsibility is deep, have. Like, you know what I'm saying? Anything that releases deep is yours.
Especially when they're too high.
Man, so listen, you sitting here and you just letting these dudes just run up the field, man, and you ain't even you got it. Football is outside to in. You look outside to in, it's not inside to out. So it's like I don't know, man. It was just interesting to see that shit. To me, it was like when you back there, you looking here, and then you know what I'm saying. Then you worry about what comes across your face. If ain't nothing coming across your face, you keep dropping because it's gonna be coming down. So I don't know, man. It was crazy. You see, but that's like my cousin saying something. Bring them on cam. Oh no, that isn't my cousin. He just said he's watching. He said it was mixed calls. Mixed calls. Yeah, I mean it could have been mixed calls, but this was just the swagger was not there. The swagger was not there. The communication definitely wasn't there.
No.
And the aggression wasn't there. The aggression wasn't there.
I think you got the aggression out of the front seven.
I don't think so. I mean, the linebackers did play decent for the most part.
Linebackers played decent, but you got to think about it. That D line, you had 3 sacks by Miles. You had 1.5 by Tomlinson. You had another half by Shelby Harris. A enormous amount of pressure.
Right.
They did what they were supposed to do.
Right.
So I think the aggression was there from them. Everybody else just didn't follow up.
Yeah. I said, you know, I gotta give Miles his credit. I gotta give Miles his credit. He showed up. He actually played good. But what is really weird to me, is this. Why is it when Miles seems to play good, the rest of the defense plays terrible? And when the rest of the defense is playing good, Miles seems to be playing terrible.
I think that's just this year.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, this year. But some last year. But we're gonna stay focused on this one. Yeah, because I know, man. 9 weeks.
I have an answer for that one.
My cousin said 9 weeks. They can't be making those type of mistakes, and I agree with you, and I'm sure Coach do too. You can't be making those mistakes 9 weeks in. It's like, come on, man. Like y'all are paid professionals. But when I sat back and I looked at a lot of stuff yesterday, man, it's a lot of teams sitting with a 2-7 record. That in itself is just strange to see. It's a lot of teams with.
So basically, a team could go 8-8
and slide in. They could possibly do it and slide in.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. It was just real interesting to see and stuff. But let's go on to the next topic because we're both at a loss for what can we say? We 2-7. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But here's the topic that we need to get into, man. Who should take the blame for the Browns? And the reason why I think that this is a great topic to talk about, as we talked about earlier. So you got Kevin Stefanski. How are we blaming him? He gave up the play calling. Deshaun Watson is not there, even though you weirdos keep talking about, Deshaun Watson was Deshaun Watson's fault. I think that stuff is so weird and whatever. Like I had to say, like, two things can be true at the same time. The Browns suck at Watson. So it's just like y'all just so weird. Y'all like y'all just want to absolve this man from terrible play. The stats don't lie. It's just what it is. The dude sucked, just like the team sucks. But so we can't blame Watson for the quarterback play because we saw what Winston did yesterday. You know, I can't blame Miles because Miles actually played a decent game yesterday. So who should be taking the blame for what the Browns are looking like now? That's a question I think is really interesting, man, because the usual suspects we can't blame anymore. So who has to take the blame for this? Is it Haslam? Is it, what's the general manager's name?
AB.
Is it him? I mean, who has to take the blame? I'm gonna tell you a person's name that ain't been thrown out there.
Who?
Jim Schwartz. Defense wins championships, and the defense has been shit. You might got the front seven together, but the back end is terrible, including Denzel Ward. Come on, man. Like we gotta. I understand you're a hometown kid, but we gotta stop making excuses for people. He hurt every other play. He come in, he'll play a couple of plays, then he get burnt, then all of a sudden he hurt again. You know, it's like who takes the blame for this, coach?
I gotta disagree with you on that. Your last thing.
Jim Schwartz?
For me, yeah.
Or Denzel?
No, Jim Schwartz.
Okay.
I am going to say this is the person who I'm going to. These are two people I'm going to say got to take the blame. The offensive line coach.
Okay.
And Dorsey, because it always goes back to the offensive line. We don't have nothing. They are inconsistent. They've been inconsistent the whole season. They have been the ones giving up the sacks, the pressures. They have not been doing what they were supposed to have been on paper. This was supposed to be a great offensive line.
What about the defense, though? The defense is giving up tons of points.
But I'm going to get to that.
Okay.
All right. So now, Dorsey, because what we saw on Sunday was his offense. A lot of four or five wide receiver sets. Play action was ran, I think, like 4 times.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So no, what you seen the week before was Stefanski's offense mixed in with some of yours.
Okay.
You did a whole bunch of yours, a little bit of Stefanski's this one. Okay.
Yeah, because the reporters did keep saying they was like the Browns aren't really going to their play action. They need to get back to their identity, which is running the ball, play action. So I did hear the announcers mentioning that several times.
And this is why I say I would not blame the defense, because this is the thing. We come out, we'll get you a 3 and out. They'll move the ball, then we'll get a ball back to the offense. Offense to give the ball right back and move right back out on the field. We're constantly on the field. When you look at the on the field time, like that, you know what I'm saying, offensive defense, defensively for the Browns defense is on the field a lot more than they were last year.
Yeah.
The offense is not sustaining drives, have not been so the whole season. So that makes you tired.
All right.
So at that point, that's what happens. That's how you get that happen. And then when tiredness become laziness, so then now you're not hustling.
Yeah.
But then now you're not, so sometimes you have them little stupid brain farts, like y'all not communicating now. So it all goes into that. So like I'm not gonna blame them, because we've seen what happened when they come out and they'll get you a stop and the offense is moving the ball versus when they stop moving the ball and now the defense is out there all the game.
Right.
All the time. So I can't blame the defense.
Now my cousin said the same thing. He said they was tired. He was just like, so that's and I can agree with that to a point, but at the same time though, man, Cincinnati opening kickoff, touchdown. Then they turn around. Yeah, but then the defense came out and looked like shit. You turn around, you play a stellar game against Baltimore. And this is what a buddy of mine, if you watching, Peter Mack, said, I think it was Peter Mack, who was like, how is it that Baltimore is way better than the Chargers? And we could not stop the Chargers. It was like 2 different teams. So what's really going on out here? And it makes you sit back and think like, there has to be some inner turmoil going on. Something has to be going on.
I don't think there's no inner turmoil, coach.
You think it's strictly the offensive line?
I think the offensive line plays a big part in the whole grand scheme of the game. And we all know, like, if you don't have offensive line, you don't have nothing. And It's like, okay, they played one hell of a game last week.
They did.
But this week, I would say we went okay. This week, and we did the same thing that we did last weekend, which was we went against backup corners.
Okay.
It's just that the Chargers backup corners, I don't know. I don't know if it was Harbaugh and them stealing our offensive plays. I don't know. You know,
Hey, I ain't gonna tell you that crossed my mind for a half a second.
But them corners knew they knew what they was on the routes. They knew everything. They was in the right place. So at the end of the day, they did what they was supposed to do or taught to do, whatever. But it's just the game flip. And you know what, Coach? If I was a betting man, like the thing is, if I was a betting man and I did not stick to my rule, is that I always pick the Browns no matter what. Even in my fantasy pick'ems, I still never pick against them. Right. I knew the Browns was going to lose.
Now check this out.
Just coming off of the Jimmy D game, that was a big game.
But check this out. My cousin just said something that was crazy, and I'm sure ain't nobody thought about this one. But all right, so first he said that the Chargers defense is way better than the Ravens. But this is what he said. Yeah. He said that the younger brother sent tape to the other brother. That's how they was able to be on top of everything.
Might have, because they played the other one the week prior.
Hey, exactly. So they already knew what to look for. That's crazy because I know I didn't think about that shit. So I wonder how many other people thought about that, because that could have happened. And it ain't like we don't know that Jim Harbaugh was a part of that sign stealing stuff. Because that's what crossed my mind. I said these dudes know the routes before the receivers do. I'm saying, like, you can't tell me. I was like, man, this dude done brought sign stealing to the NFL.
Listen, it's the same head coach from Michigan and the same defensive coordinator, Jesse Minter, that was from at Michigan. Like, come on now, man. The whole staff, even down to the strength and conditioning coach, is at the Chargers right now. Hey. Like, come on, man. Only person that they left back at Michigan is the black coach.
Hey, they left him. That's crazy, though. When I'm sitting back and I'm thinking, I was like, man, come on. Like, for real? So, my cousin, because I didn't even think about that one, man. I didn't even think about that one. Here's the problem. He said the receivers were not running routes. Yeah, I mean, definitely. He said they wasn't running their routes hard. He said it was like, what did you say? It was a fact, and talk about it. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's definitely true. I mean, the receivers did look like shit yesterday. I think they felt that they was going to be able to do what they did last week. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what he was thinking, or what they were thinking. So I'm not 100% sure on how
some of them were able to do it. Like Tillman still had a great game. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Jerry Jeudy still had a good game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was just like, you got to think about it. Like I said, Coach, if we go back to the last game, Winston should have threw 3 interceptions. He threw 3 in this game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just that those passes was going with places or just a tad bit faster.
Yeah.
First the fingertip or whatever. It's just the luck of the draw, man. Like, in the first game, he rolled a 7 straight out the box.
Yeah.
This one is like, nah, buddy, you gonna have to keep going.
Yeah, I think that offensive player of the week stuff. This dude was popping up on like TikTok on Swenson's restaurant and doing all kinds of stuff out late with his family and stuff. I was like, okay, he feeling himself. So I think that kind of, you know what I'm saying? That
brought him back down to earth.
Yeah, I think he had to get humbled this week. So hopefully who they got next week? That's bad when we stop checking the schedule. Who they got next week, cuz?
Let me check. They got a bye.
They got a bye next week?
Yeah, they got a bye, and they come back with New Orleans at New Orleans.
Okay. All right. So, hey, that's going to be interesting.
And that right there is also a winnable game. They just fired their head coach.
Yeah, we was going to talk about that in week 9 of the NFL. So we definitely was going to talk about that. But so I mean, I guess, man, we when we sit back and we looking at the big picture, coach, we putting the blame on the offensive line when it's all said and done. My cousin says we put it on Andrew Berry and the Haslams. I think Jim Schwartz deserves some of this blame also, and I'm sticking with that. Because sometimes, like, if your offense ain't clicking and you got your defense right, your defense can change shit around. So
not always, man. Not when they out on the field, man. They get tired, man. Yeah. I would say this, coach. Tell your peoples this. You can't blame AB and the Haslams because of this. They are spending the money. They are doing what they needed to do. Who could look back at who knew that Deshaun we was gonna get this version of Deshaun Watson?
I have,
you know what I'm saying? Nobody, like, it may have been a couple of people, but Lord, every we was looking off of the Deshaun Watson that last played on the field, and that's what we thought we was gonna get. Who knew we was gonna have all this stuff? So I can't blame them because it's not like they tried to bring us a winner. They tried to get us to
they did it.
So they spent the money and did what they needed to do. It's just
I think we got bamboozled. I think we got bamboozled with thinking he was going to be the same guy that he was. But I wanted Deshaun Watson, and I keep letting people know this. I wanted Deshaun Watson
when we could have drafted him.
But when I sit back and this is what made me realize that Deshaun Watson was not the same Deshaun Watson. Remember, he had the 13-week suspension. And when he came on and they played the New Orleans Saints, as a matter of fact, because I lost the damn bet to his ass on this. He came out and he was just about running the ball. And yeah, it was snowing and stuff, but it wasn't like coming down. It was Cleveland weather. It was snow on the ground, but it was like dry, you know what I'm saying, weather out. He could have still threw the ball, and all he wanted to do was just keep running the ball. He wanted to prove to everybody I could still run. And then when it was time to see him throw the ball, I noticed that the ball was struggling to get out. And I was just like, this dude is not going to be the same. So that's why when next season came up and I was on his ass, because I'm like, you didn't have a whole preseason. You didn't look too good in the preseason. You didn't throw many passes in the preseason. And then I started watching and I was like, this dude he's still terrible. Week 1 against the Steelers or the Bengals? I think it was the Steelers or whatever it was. That's the game that Nick Chubb got hurt in, right?
No. They got hurt later on. I think that first week was game was maybe had been the Bengals.
Whoever it might have been the Bengals.
Got hurt like in like week 3.
Yeah, it was the Bengals. And he was so nonchalant, just like he was against the Cowboys. He was just like, oh, it's a long season to go. If y'all worried about the season already, like, and I was just like, oh, you suck. I was like, you about to suck for a long time because you're just not that guy, you know. So hold on. What did it say? Yeah, I did know. So, you know, my cousin was like, I knew. And I was calling it out from the beginning, man. But I was hoping he wasn't going to be that guy. But I just saw certain things that a lot of people was choosing to ignore. And the one thing I saw was the velocity of the ball coming out of his hand, and he couldn't throw the ball deep accurately. That was what I started to notice, and I was just like, yeah, I saw that, and I wasn't buying it. Everybody kept being like, oh, well, you know, Deshaun this, so But as you know, that's nor here nor there. The man's not playing no more right now. He's injured. You know, hope he has a speedy recovery and stuff, and he's better. But the reality is reality. Somebody needs to take the blame for the Browns. I like the offensive line taking it. Obviously, Dorsey got to take some too, and then I still think Schwartz has to. But we can't put it on Stefanski this time. Stefanski said, y'all wanted me to give it up. I gave it up. So
he did.
So now it's his job to make sure that everybody is operating, though. So he need to get on his offensive line, coach, and line. So, you know. All right, man. But we ain't going to keep beating a dead horse with the Browns and stuff. Let's get into week 9 in the NFL. What stood out to you, coach?
Bryce Young.
Gotta win in New Orleans.
Win. Gotta win. And listen, and another side note, Michael Thomas is a fool.
Man, listen, my people in New Orleans was just telling me about him tweeting stuff like crazy.
Yes.
I'm like, I didn't see it, so you gotta fill us in, man.
No, I guess I wish I had the exact tweet pulled up, man. But Michael Thomas was tweeting during the game, basically calling Derek Carr a bum, saying that he's seeing ghosts. He said basically on that play that he threw the ball, it got Chris Olave basically almost decapitated out the game, bro. Sent to the hospital. He called him a bum on that one, and I gotta agree. I don't see what people see in Derek Carr or David Carr, whichever one of the Carr brothers he is.
Yeah,
I just don't see it, but I guess other teams have at some point in time. I just never saw it. So and then head coach got fired. So
hey, look, Dennis Allen got fired because Bryce Young won a game against him. If Bryce Young did not win that game,
Allen would have his job.
He would have another week left. But from what I heard, Michael Thomas said that Dennis Allen can't coach. Something about he don't know his head from his ass and of coaching or something like that. They said that this man was going in on him. That's what I heard from my people in New Orleans. Huh?
I said he definitely was. He's definitely going in on him.
Yeah.
I'm about to see if I can. Let me see if I can find the quote real quick.
Hey, but I'm gonna tell you the surprise that I saw. Did you see Saquon Barkley jump over the dude's head backwards?
Yes.
That he did a spin move. First off, he jumped over somebody, did a spin move, saw the dude coming from behind him, and then jumped up backwards over him. I said, what the hell is going on here?
Man. Special dude.
Man, that dude jumped up, and it was crazy. My cousin said something about somebody hurdling. Was it Steelers player? The guy who he said looked like me hurdling over a person. I didn't see who got hurdled. Or was it a Steelers player that did that?
I'm not even gonna lie. I don't know. It says, okay, I found the quote. He said, "Panic and just threw the ball. Get him the fuck out of here. He's ass. He is so ass." That's what Michael Thomas said about Derek Carr.
Man, that is just crazy. But I mean, hey, y'all lost to Carolina, which is considerably the worst team in the NFL, and y'all let Bryce Young of all quarterbacks beat y'all.
Yeah.
So that right there, you gave up your job.
Coach, I ain't never seen somebody so happy. Like that boy Bryce Young had the biggest smile on his face. Like he looked like he just, it was his birthday. He won him the lottery. That man was just smiling, Coach. I'm like, man, Bryce Young, boy.
Yeah, he squeaked one out, man. He definitely squeaked one out.
So,
Hey, that's crazy. His victory became somebody's fire, and that's hilarious. Hey, but let me tell you, man. If I had to pick right now, my Super Bowl prediction, it's Baltimore and Detroit. Ain't nobody touching Detroit. Now, Baltimore. Baltimore can be touched. But when they're on their game, they're on their game. But right now, ain't nobody touching Detroit. Detroit is that squad. You see what they did to the Packers?
Yeah.
You see what they did the week before that?
Yeah.
Detroit is that team, man. I don't see nobody in the NFL right now touching Detroit on the NFC.
I'm not saying that they not, but all I'm saying is this. It's a long season, and I hope they stay healthy and injury free.
If they stayed healthy and injury free, they're about to be a problem.
They're going to be a problem.
They're already a problem. Now, don't get me wrong, Minnesota's no slouches, but Detroit did beat Minnesota. And then Minnesota dropped 2 after that. So
see, Coach, I would also like to see that Green Bay game when it's played inside
the dome.
When they go to Detroit. Yeah, because I think weather played a lot, and so injured Love.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But see, that's him being stupid though, because he doing a Baker Mayfield in Cleveland.
Oh man, you gotta stop that. You gotta
he doing that because if you hurt dudes, sit out, get better, because you still, that's the injury that you hurt week 1.
Yeah, and the thing is, what's the name ain't about to steal your spot, man.
Exactly. You just need somebody to engineer it.
He's gonna hold it down for you. Wait till you get back and heal. You do your thing, but you're hurting the team playing. You ain't helping them. So I would like to see that. You know what I'm saying, in a dome or better weather surface. Because when I cut the game on, Coach, I'm looking like, damn, it's raining like a bug out there.
It was coming down bad. When I saw him try to throw that screen to Josh Jacobs and they just got picked off for a pick 6, I was just like, oh, that dude is cold and he ain't holding on to the ball right. I said, so that tells me enough right then and there. So I'm like, look, man, you got to get your stuff together, because y'all got the ability to do something special and you about to ruin it. So
true.
And you can't be doing that because of your ego at all. But let's see. Who else was it? I'm mad at my Seahawks, man. My Seahawks dropped another one. Geno Smith is getting on my nerves. The referees didn't help either, because they was terrible too. But I'm not sitting here putting the blame on them. I'm not gonna put the blame on them. I gotta sit back and just call it what it is. The defense is trash. Them dudes don't stop nothing. You a defensive coordinator, specialty supposedly, and you ain't doing nothing to help that defense whatsoever, man. And I'm not liking that. Not liking that at all.
What would have helped y'all defense is resigning Bobby Wagner.
You know he about to play for the XFL.
Bobby Wagner is?
Yeah, they're using him as a promotional tool to promote it.
Okay, well, that's one guy.
Yeah.
That y'all should have resigned.
That's leadership. They should have that would have been leadership. So
and then and then the fact that Mike McDonald, another coach from that Jim Harbaugh Michigan tree.
Yep.
He's just, to me, he was, I don't know, just average coach. I don't think he's worthy of being an NFL coach at this point in time in his career. But y'all people made that decision up there in Seattle. So
but we got Washington's for real.
Oh yeah,
Washington's for real. Jaden Daniels is for real. He done woke that team up. He done put some life into them, and them boys look good.
I wonder, do they play Detroit this season? Because I would love to see that game.
I don't know. It might be a Thanksgiving one. You never know.
I would love to see that game, Coach.
What about Dallas, man?
Yeah, man. I told you, man. Dak Prescott is cheeks. He is cheeks, Coach.
They look terrible across the board, man. Offense and defense.
That boy Dakota Prescott is nothing good, man. Nothing.
Right.
I don't know why. Listen, Dallas with the Dakota Prescott as their head quarterback is just gonna always get you to the dance. He ain't gonna get you to prom king, prom queen. He ain't gonna get you to that.
He ain't getting you to nothing now, because he's and I've been a supporter of Dak, because I'm like, the dude is for real. But he's been steadily going down. Down.
He was never for real. This is the thing, man. And people gotta understand this. Dak was nothing but an average quarterback at best.
What? You think so?
Yes, Coach. And I'm just telling you why. He was an average quarterback at best because at the time, look at it. He was just at a time where now average is good. Because that's it. But he's average. He was average when he was in college, and he was average now.
I think we're gonna find out when he goes to another team, because he definitely gonna go to another team.
He go to another team. He's gonna be straight cheeks then. That's when he really gonna be exposed.
Hey, we gonna find out. I mean, we gonna find out if that's what it is.
He's gonna be Diddy oiled up, coach. He's at that point.
Hey,
I'm telling you.
My cousin said the Rams are a sleeper if they're healthy. I said, yeah, I agree with you, because truth be told, man, on paper, they got probably one of the coldest receiver duos.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Actually, yeah, not even just duos. I could even say trios, because and they running back nice. They running back is super nice, and the backup is what? Corum from Michigan. So I don't really see him doing much, but the starting running back is nice. The kid from Notre Dame, he's nice. Yeah. And he's making it happen in the NFL, and he's doing his thing with the Rams. So yeah, I definitely agree with you on that one, because I hate to agree with you on that one, because they're in the same division as my Seahawks, but my Seahawks look like trash because they just can't put it together. I want Pete Carroll back, and I'm gonna keep saying that every week until the end of the season.
Yeah, the Redskins, the Commanders do not play. They don't play. What's the name this year? Detroit.
Well, that might be a playoff game, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
I ain't gonna lie. I would love to have watched that on Thanksgiving, though.
Yeah, that would be nice.
That need to be a swing game, man. They need to swing that joint right to Thanksgiving.
Yeah, definitely. All right, Coach. So we're gonna get off of the Week 9 surprises. It's time to get into some real topic, man. Election 2024 is here. It is time to vote. It is time to vote right. It is time to vote smart. Now, I sat back and I thought about some stuff. As you saw, I posted it, our fraternity. You know what I'm saying? We brought in some new bros and stuff like that. And I just love the camaraderie that we shared on you know what I'm saying, that we shared all together during that event. However, me and you have talked about it for the last 2 weeks, that we got fraternity brothers who are voting for Trump, who are supporting Donald Trump. And I'm sorry, but this one really, it's been bothering me a lot more, because I know you got people that you talk to that's doing it. I got people that I talk to that's doing it. And it's been bothering me, because it's no secret the fraternity we represent is a Black organization. And it bothers me seeing some of our brothers supporting a white supremacist. Like it just baffles me. It baffles me that this is taking place. I saw a lady on social media today. She did a video. She was talking about how she just voted. She said it's never been, never thought it would be so hard to vote for somebody, but I voted for Trump and I voted for Ron DeSantis. And she is a Delta. This lady jumped on the screen and was just like, they need to rip those letters off your chest. They really need to rip those letters off your chest. Why are you in a Black organization if you supporting white supremacy? And it just hit me, and I was just like, whoa. So that in itself, it just bothers me, because tomorrow and Wednesday should be a great day for the Divine Nine. It should be a great day for the Divine Nine. And knowing that we see this and we have to deal with this, it's just so hard to understand and believe, because you already know how it's going to play out. When she wins, because that's what I'm going to put it into the air. When she wins, it's going to be, oh, you know what? I knew she was going to win all along. That type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Now, all of a sudden, you want to be at the bank collecting that $50,000 startup money that she's giving everybody. You want to be there with your hand out talking about, where's my $6,000 child's tax credit? Where's my $20,000 to start up a new home? Or, it's the first time home buyer. But you didn't want to put the work in to help support this woman. So let me just hear your thoughts, Coach. Let me just hear your thoughts on this one.
I'm gonna go back to what you just said just a minute ago, which is they ain't want to put the work in. It's funny that you say that because I experienced the exact same thing in my role as vice president of union, my job. So I kind of experienced the same thing that she experienced. Like at the same time, coach, listen, coach, we brought back our people the best contract they done had. I'm talking about in the 11 years that I've been there.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? What you would think, even though it passed overwhelmingly, you know what I'm saying? But you still had a couple people, you know what I'm saying? A few people that voted no. And I'm sitting up here like, what? Are you kidding me? like, but at the same time, you still gonna accept the money. You're not gonna turn it down. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like how you said, people, you gonna show up to the bank to get your little $50,000 loan because that's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? But those are, and this crazy thing is like to all our, our frat brothers and our sorors and everything that's not voting for her. I mean, I don't even have words. You know what I'm saying, y'all? I don't. I don't get it. I still don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if y'all willing to, y'all basically saying y'all willing to roll y'all dice on seeing if y'all can survive whatever this man has planned to hand out, or y'all don't believe a word that what people are saying that is planned to, that is going to be handed out. Because some people like, oh, look at like Liz Cheney and them, those are establishment Republicans. She's a war hawk and all that. Why should we believe them? Dude, they work next to him. Like, come the
Exactly.
hell on. Like,
Exactly.
y'all, if y'all are just willing, like, come on, man, y'all are willing to leave this up to like, and this is the thing. He's not even gonna be really in charge. It's Stephen Miller and the David you know what I'm saying, and the Bannons of the world. Those are the ones that's gonna be in charge.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they're the ones that's gonna let him also be able to do all the crazy stuff that he wants to do. This man wants to put RFK Jr. in charge of
Talk about it.
HHS.
Talk
The
about
man
it,
who the
man.
man who said he had a brain worm, a worm in his brain eating his brain.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? The man that ate animals raw, you know what I'm saying? He cut a whale head. I'm like, come on, man.
It said he killed a bear and dumped it in Central Park or something like
Yeah,
that.
like all those things you gonna put him in.
Come on,
And
man.
then
Like
what you gonna do? What you gonna put Elon Musk in charge of?
it, they said he was in charge of something with e-commerce and businesses or something like that. So it's like he's gonna be like the dictator of who's gonna determine how prices the prices, how things get sold, and all kinds of stuff. And I was like, come on, man. But when
Nah, man.
back to the RFK Jr. thing, man, like it the dude, this is what Trump literally said, man. He said RFK Jr. knows more about health than anybody. What? That's what that's what some of you people were voting for. Like that's the shit that he said. Like this dude said that RFK Jr. knows more about health than anybody. He ain't did nothing in the medical field.
All I can say is this: in order for that man to get a brain worm, what you had, what? How do you get a brain worm? So let me like, and you want to be in charge of medical?
Exactly.
Come on, you have a. I'm just keep going back to that, coach. Whenever somebody says his name, I'm just going to say brain worm. Like,
And,
come on, man.
and the dude said he's gonna get rid of vaccinations, all vaccinations.
Yeah, so we just gonna
Like
have.
they ain't never heard of Jamestown. Like when they came over and Jamestown had all kinds of this, and they killed the whole village. Like because all of that disease and stuff come from them. Like, come on, man. They'll tell you that it comes from the black countries, but it's not. It's not. And unfortunately, it has to be looked at that way because like if you there's a debate on social media. Do you use a washcloth or not? So that lets you know right off the back who we should be trusted with health and who we shouldn't be. Like it's crazy, and I'm not gonna say all are like that because they're not all like that. But when I heard that shit was just so fucking eye opening to me. Like that's a debate today. But back to the whole Trump situation. The dude has been saying some of the most darkest, dangerous rhetoric stuff possible. And it's been beyond crazy. And people are still like, no, I don't really think he's gonna do that. I don't really think. Why is it that we're at the point where we're still not believing what this man is telling us? His own people closest to him have told you not to trust anything that man says, and people are still believing it.
Cause if you ain't had enough with all the stuff that he did in the past, plus what he's doing current, plus with present day, and the currently as of this past weekend, the man was on stage,
yes,
giving a blowjob to the microphone.
Yes, man.
I don't care how the media wants to spin it or whatever, but that's what the man was doing.
And he looked a little too comfortable doing it.
Yeah, and then it's just a simple fact of the matter is like, this is who y'all have running for president of America. Like, when do we allow the bar to get so fucking low? When did we allow this shit to be acceptable? Yeah, that's the part that's like is forever killing me, man, because that makes no sense. It's like y'all wouldn't even allow your kids to act like this.
Exactly.
You letting the president of the United States act like this?
But see, they still think it's the character. That's what they're buying into. Like, this is not a reality show, man. This is reality.
Man.
And yeah, because he's trying to be a dictator, man. He already made it blatantly known to everybody. I get in, I'm gonna make it so I don't ever come out of there. So we already know, man. That's why everybody got to go out. You got to vote blue. This is not Republican versus Democrat. This is not, I can't even call it white versus black because there's a lot of white people that's supporting Kamala Harris. This is freedom or no freedom. That's just what it all comes down to. That's what this election is. It is freedom or no freedom. And one person is trying to unite everybody. The other person is trying to scare everybody. And then when we look at the big picture, I'm going to tell you this. Here's my prediction. And I saw it pop up on CNN. They did a skit about it. It might have been last night or whatever. But I've been saying that what's going to take place is he's already setting the stage for him to lose, because he's about to cause mass chaos, and it's going to put the country in a position where it's going to incite a civil war inside. So what's going to take place?
He's been sowing those seeds.
Oh yeah,
since for a long time, even back when Joe Biden it was him versus Joe Biden.
But this week he's really been planting.
Oh yeah,
he's at Klan rally. At that Klan rally they had at Madison Square Gardens. That Klan rally he had, they was really setting it up. They was like, we're gonna go take back this country by all means necessary. So that's what it is. That's what they're really planning. They're about to plan that. So when she gets
their hopes, but that's their hopes, coach. But this is the thing, man. Ultimately, they still couldn't keep him. Like the difference between him and, I hate to say this, but the difference between him and Hitler is Hitler like stayed on message. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Hitler knew when to attack certain groups and how to attack them. You know what I'm saying? What happened with him is you went up there and you took too many shots at too many people during the wrong time for you. Where votes weren't already cast. So now these people who like maybe was on the fence, like, oh man, he don't really feel that way about us. Now you done took shots at Puerto Rico. Now you done took more shots at black people. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Now you didn't took shots at women, and there's like some of them now is probably on the fence, like, okay, nigga, this is all right, this is your 30th time. All right, that's enough.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's the difference. Like, but I hope that with all that stuff happening, it swings it enough. Well, I ain't gonna hope. I know it's gonna be enough to swing it enough for us to have a President Harris.
Okay, well, that's what I'm hoping for, because I saw a stat line on some stuff and it said that she was really higher up in these polls than what people want to believe. It's just saying that the media is keeping it close, so you'll keep on tuning in. But there's people who do this
I'm gonna tell you this.
professionally, and they got her up in a landslide. So that's what I'm
So
praying for and hoping for.
I'm gonna ask you this, Coach.
Yep.
How many years have you been a registered voter?
For since I was 18.
Since you was 18. Have you ever been a part of any poll?
I've never been a part of any poll.
Okay, I've asked that to every person that I damn near talked to about this election stuff. So who are these people that are polling?
I
We
have no
don't
idea,
know
man.
because I've never met nobody that have ever been a part of a poll, took in a poll, doing nothing with the election. So therefore,
Exactly.
I'm not trusting nothing that they come from. And then most
Yeah.
importantly, this is the thing. Donald Trump already said it on the podcast that you pay a pollster $500,000 to have polls swing your way or just so you or be tied. So he gave it away right there.
Right.
He gave it away that he's paying some of these pollsters. So listen, man, I'm not buying these polls. They like how you said the news know it and they just out here, we're just gonna keep this shit up so we can keep getting these viewers up and keep it going. But we all know what it is.
And I think that's what it is too. When I sit back and I look at the big picture, I'm like, yeah, that's what they're doing, because I saw something that said that Kamala got 94% of black women, 85% black men, 72% of white women, 40 something percent of white men, 90 something percent Hispanic women, and it's like the Hispanic men was like the highest of all, like 98%.
I'm gonna tell you right there, that's game set match.
Yeah. So when I'm listening to that, I was like, and then it's like white women over the age of 50. She got like, I think it said 94%.
It's game set match because listen, at this point in time, these women know what's important, which is they're seeing around the world that they lost the freedom to have control over their body.
Facts.
And I don't care who you are as a man, that's none of your business. You leave that alone. That's between the doctor and her, that's between a woman and her doctor. And most important, that's a woman's decision. You don't got no dog in that fight. I don't care.
None whatsoever.
None whatsoever. So leave that alone. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. You wouldn't want them in control over your body, man. So leave it alone. Then I listen, I saw it came across my phone on Saturday when I was working. It said that Cuyahoga County set the record for in-person voting. They blew it out the water. And this last time the record was set in 2008, and that was when Obama won.
So we're going to turn Ohio blue, you think?
No, I ain't saying that. Because this is what I mean. Listen, it's a chance. I think it's going to be a lot closer in the state. It might happen because this is the thing. I look at it this way. What we got in Ohio, do we have a lot of Hispanics? It's a small number, but it's enough. Black people, I know how we gonna vote. Black people that's in Cuyahoga County, Franklin County, and down in Cincinnati, Hamilton County, even around the Dayton area. You know what I'm saying? I know how we gonna vote.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then I know how some of those suburban Republican women gonna vote because they're like, So I think we got a chance this year. I think the blue wall might add Ohio back to being blue, plus Pennsylvania, North Carolina. I think Florida might go. I think Texas might go. And if those go, and then
go,
because Nevada, Arizona definitely go. I know Nevada definitely gonna go blue, stay blue.
So we hoping.
Yeah. I think she gonna dog walk him, man.
Hey, that's what I'm hoping for, man. But look, Coach, we had our last couple of minutes. We actually at the last minute, but we'll go over a little. But it's time to get it off your chest, man. You got anything you want to go first this time, or?
I mean, I'm just be short, quick and short, man. Honestly, man, if you on the fence, this is about voting, man. If you on the fence, go out there and vote, man. Like, make a decision, and the decision is, to me, is an easy one. We can't go back. We can't. I know he talking about make America great again, but for us black people, America was never really great unless you give me a time point. So it was never really great.
Never.
and we ain't trying to go back. We got to go forward. She's trying to build bridges instead of burning them down. She's reaching back and trying to grab people and bring them forward. She's even talking about having a Republican in her cabinet. Like, let this happen, man. Like let this healing process happen after the 8. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna even. I'm putting Joe Biden's years, even though it wasn't that many bloodshed. But let those 8 years of that stuff go away, man. I mean, let's move forward. Let's get these women of color in, these women, period, these other people, in roles. Because America is, like how you said, is a melting pot, and we all got to do this together. So, man, let's stop. Let's just start this healing process for real. Like, and I think with Vice President Harris, she's the right person to start this healing process, man. So just let it happen organically, which is what you will, and just go ahead and heal, man. We are, what I'm saying, out of many, one people, man. That's the Jamaican motto, and I believe that's the motto for it should be the motto for the world. You know what I'm saying? Out of many, one people. Like let's just, we all got to be one, man.
I feel
Start
that.
the healing process.
So, my get it off the chest. We going to, it's the same topic, truth be told, man. It's, listen, it's about your freedom.
Mm-hmm.
Make America great again. It was never great because freedom was, we've been fighting for freedom for a long time. There's so many things to this day that plague many communities in this country because we're not free like we think we are. Yeah, we had a civil rights movement. Yeah, they abolished slavery and all of these other things. However, they just found ways to make it harder for us. Now we're in this, we're in the day and age. We've had our racist, hateful president, and he's trying to create the divide amongst us. And we can no longer allow that, man. One, I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted arguing with people online. I'm exhausted with seeing all of these ads. I'm exhausted with just, I want to get back to a point where our country displayed not only just academic intelligence, but just intelligence of common sense. You know what I'm saying? And I think we need to really get back to that, man, because what this man has presented to us, he exposed a lot of things that we as a country need to really start zeroing in on. Because obviously, based on what his following looks like, there's a large number of people who are uneducated, who choose not to be educated. And it just shows you how important education is in this country. And we just like, man, I'm just tired. I'm tired of all of the arguing. I'm tired. And I'm a confrontational person. I need you to understand. Like, I'm a confrontational person, but I'm tired, man. Like, I argue with people on social media all the time, but it gets old. It gets exhausting when you keep saying you're uneducated. You chose not to learn anything. Like, you see stuff in your face. People, vote blue. It is for your best interest. Women, those of you who are listening, TikTok, Facebook Live, YouTube, women, vote for your better interests. This election is more about y'all than it is of anything else. It's about your rights being taken. If they are allowed to control your body, next will be the fact that you are not allowed to vote anymore. If they are allowed to control, if you're not allowed to vote, you're not going to have any rights. This is all on you women. This is y'all time to stand up. All that equality and everything that y'all fought for, this is y'all time. Y'all need to step up and take this. Y'all need to take this. This man has told you he gonna do stuff to y'all whether you like it or not. That ain't because he's telling you he's gonna help you whether you like it or not. He's telling the people that you're gonna do whatever, you're gonna take whatever I give you, like it or not, because I'm gonna allow all of these men to do what they want to y'all, and y'all still gonna have to have their kids. You're still gonna have to do this, that, and the other. If you don't, we're gonna lock you up. Listen, women, this is all about y'all. This election is all about abortion. I don't care nothing about that immigrant stuff that they keep talking about, because I'll say it and I'll continue to say it. United States has always been a melting pot. People have been coming in this country for years. People have been coming in this country for years by the millions. It ain't nothing new. It's just the fact that Donald Trump found something he wanted to complain about. So he used the MS-13 gangs. MS-13 has been around for before Donald Trump was around in politics. So so he used them. And then it just started branching off into other people. We're not going to play that game. It's not about immigrants, man. Y'all don't care about these people coming over here. Y'all never have until Trump started making it a big deal about Ukrainians coming over because they're fleeing war, because you're worrying about other places fleeing dictatorships. They've always done this. Always.
Yeah.
This is nothing new. They've always come to this country. So stop playing stupid like that's what matters. What matters is women's rights is on the line, and they're trying to take over women. Look, they already got rid of Roe versus Wade. And next, it'll be some type of civil rights stuff. They want to take all of the rights away from anybody else. Women didn't get their rights until after slaves. I don't think a lot of people knew that. But a lot of women did not get rights until after slaves did, which means that women have been on the bottom part of the totem pole for the longest time. It is time for y'all to stand behind this woman, vote blue, put her in office so everybody can start the healing process and you can save your rights. Simple as that. And I just got that all off my chest, man. And that's just how I feel about it, because listen, tomorrow, make sure y'all vote. Make sure y'all vote. Don't make it no excuse not to vote. Vote blue down the card, not just here and there, not just for the president. Vote blue down the card. Sherrod Brown, no Bernie Moreno. That shit cannot happen. That man is he's a junior Trump. He's a liar and he's a thief. We're not doing no Bernie Moreno. So
he's the reason why your rental price is going up.
Exactly. So
he's the reason why housing market in the state of Ohio is going up. Him and his
what's
family
the one
buying
lady's
up all
name?
houses.
Amelia Sykes. Is that her name? Vote for Amelia Sykes also. So listen, man. I'm sure I don't think we're gonna do our election show tomorrow, but we will be talking, and we might just hop on tomorrow anyway. We never know. Reality, vote blue.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, that's the end of our show, everybody. So we'll catch y'all back next Monday. Hopefully, we still got our freedom to be able to do this, because he does want to take away anybody that's talking down against him. So hopefully we'll have our freedom next Monday, and you see us back here to be able to do this show for y'all again. With that being said, I'm your host, Doss, my man, Coach Shot. It's a pleasure, as always. And we'll see y'all next week.
Peace.
Peace. All right, Coach.